What's up guys, Nax Tech here, and this is going to be my LG Nexus 4 review. So I've had this device for over a week now and I've been using it as my daily driver, and it's been great. It's been absolutely fantastic. It recently got updated to Android version 4.2.1, you can see here, but all that literally did was fix the December bug and fix some Bluetooth issues, so not much to write home about there. If you want to check out my in-depth videos about hardware and browser performance and gaming performance, go ahead and do that. I will be showing some games and some browsers here, but it won't be in anywhere near as much depth as those videos were. So let me just say, it's a great feeling device. It feels absolutely fantastic in the hands. It feels very, very premium, which is just a brilliant thing for a Nexus device. It's not always something we normally get. It's a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core processor, and it's very, very snappy. It's just ridiculously fast. It's the smoothest Android experience I've ever had. There may be devices out there that's faster, like my Galaxy S3 was faster at opening apps, but that could be a software issue. You know, there is still bugs in Android 4.2, but it's definitely the smoothest by far. If we go ahead here, it's nice and smooth in normal operation. And you can see how many widgets I've got here. I mean, you can get this device to lag if you go ridiculously quick. If you watch out, you might see it drop a few frames. There you can see it's kind of slowing down, but not, I mean, who uses their phone like that, right? No one. If you just use it like as you normally would, there is absolutely no lag whatsoever. And if I go up into here and check out the system tuner, you'll see the cores working. Most of the time it is just using 2 cores, and as soon as you put your finger to the button, it ramps all the way up to 1.51 gigahertz, and if you move around, it stays at that. That's the Jelly Bean Touch Boost in work there. Some people like that, some people don't. It only uses the 4 cores when it really has to, which isn't that much. You can see just how smooth it is there. And what I really want to talk to you about in this video is its multitasking. Android 4.2 is brilliant at multitasking. This has 2 gigabytes of RAM, so it makes it even better. Let me go ahead and open some apps here, and you can just see how smoothly everything opens. Everything looks like it's locked at 60 frames per second. It's all really quick. Let me go ahead and open some more, and I'll show you the brilliant multitasking that this has. I'll go ahead and open that. And Play Store, I think I opened that one already, and play music. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the multitasking. So yeah guys, let me show you the multitasking. I've gone ahead and opened all those apps that I just did there, and you can see they're all running here, and it's all running at 60 frames per second, all very nice. So let's say I'm in Facebook. You can see it's kept it in memory thanks to 2 gigabytes of memory. You can go into play music, that's all still there. You know, look how quick this thing can multitask. You can go back in to stuff and it's where you left it. So if I go ahead and click there, go back out, go into Facebook, you know, go in here, check out my messages, go back in here, go to Tap Talk. It multitasks like an absolute breeze, and it's both the 2 gigabytes of RAM and the fact that it's Android 4.2. It just makes it a beautiful multitasking machine. It makes it so much more usable than what it used to be, and you can just see how effortless this is. You know, it is actually ridiculous how effortless this is. And it keeps everything in memory, so if you notice, nothing has had to reload here. It's all right there at your fingertips. It's not reloading when I go back into it. And if we open a browser page, I believe that's the same. So if we go ahead and hit Android Central, I am using the AOSP browser here guys, because I don't like Chrome. So I'm going to leave that there in the background, and on normal devices and other devices you'll notice that when I go back to that page I'll have to reload. But let's see if it does here. So let me go and open some apps. All these other apps are still in memory. You can see it's just really quick at loading. So I'm going to go ahead and play a quick song. Play a song that's on my Google Music, so it's got it from the network. You can hear that there. And I'll go back out, and now I'm going to go back to the browser, and you can see it didn't have to reload the page. The page was already there. So brilliant multitasking. Now I don't like Chrome, and I'm going to talk about the browser performance briefly. Yeah, look at it. It's very, very smooth, as you'd expect. It's still not quite the iOS level. It's still not one-to-one with my finger touch, but it's still very, very good. There is a problem with pinch to zoom at the moment, and I don't know if that'll be fixed, but you can see it's not just my device. There has been loads of threads about this on XDA. You can see here, when I start the gesture, it doesn't recognize it. It only recognizes it a few centimeters out, which I guess they probably think it's like one big fat finger. I don't know, but hopefully they'll fix that. It's not a sensitivity issue, because if you start the gesture out here, it'll instantly recognize it. Watch. You see, it was instant. Whereas if you start it in here, doesn't recognize it, doesn't recognize it, it doesn't recognize it, recognizes it. And actually, I've got a test for you to show you that. If I go to multi-touch, you can see here, pretty responsive really. I mean, some people will be moaning about the responsiveness, and it is a bit less than most devices, but you get used to it. Now let me try the pinch to zoom gesture on here. And you can see it's okay, but you can see that second finger, it seems to be a bit behind. You can see there, it's a bit behind for some reason. I don't know why that is. Maybe the touch driver needs a tweak, or maybe it's just the screen, because this is a similar screen to the iPhone, where it uses the in-cell technology, which fuses the digitizer to the LCD screen, which means the pixels are closer to the front of the screen, but you do lose some responsiveness. So it may be due to that, or it may just be a driver issue that can be fixed in software. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see on that. So I think this is a great device. In terms of heat and the problems people have been getting with the overheating, yeah, I mean, it does get warm if you play loads of games, but I haven't had it throttle on me yet on the games, and the gaming performance has been brilliant. Let me go ahead and try and show you a game. I'm not going to try them all, I'm just going to show you one, because it is a review. I have to show you a game, right? Come on, can't complain about that. So I'm going to try Nova 3, which the full graphics settings actually do work on this game, which is nice to see. And here we go, here's the game. So yeah, full graphics on this games are running, so we've got all the performance here. And I don't know how well this is coming through, but I can tell you it's very, very smooth. There's no problems with it whatsoever.
Echo 1 to Actual. Do you read me? Actual, this is Echo 1. Please respond. We got team comms. I don't like.
So it's the Adreno 320 in this that's running it, and it's a beast of a graphics chip really. It's very good, it's very strong. Sometimes when there is loads of action, it can slow down. You can see a few frames were dropped there, but it's definitely not slow or laggy. If anyone says it's slow or laggy, I just don't know what to tell them, because it's not. You know, this game hasn't been updated. It may just need an update. I don't know. But yeah. Another thing that I think is really improved on Android 4.2, as well as this device in general, is the rotation speed. So let me go ahead and open an app, and you can just see there, it's much better. It's right up there with the iOS speed now. You know, it used to lag. Now it's buttery smooth, and you can see it rotates basically instantly. So that's nice to see. Next up, guys, I just want to mention the camera. It's got an 8 megapixel camera at the back that's capable of shooting 1080p, and a 1.3 megapixel camera at the front, I think, that's capable of shooting 720p. The camera's nice. You know, it's got the new Android interface for 4.2. This camera actually supports HDR, which is awesome. Let me show you some of the quality of the pictures here. This is one I took in one of my Galaxy S3 comparisons. The quality's okay. It's nothing to write home about. It's much better than the Galaxy Nexus camera, but that really did suck. It's going to be good enough. You know, it's a phone camera at the end of the day. Obviously, it's got this epic photosphere thing, which I went outside my house and took one, and you know, it's awesome. It just really is cool. Look how you know, you can do a full 360. Obviously, there is some kind of inconsistencies here, but pretty damn good. You can see where I was standing there. The more care you take with it, the better the picture will be. You can see there's a big gap up there, which I probably missed. No, but it's really nice. It's a nice little feature, a nice little gimmicky feature to play with. Now, this is a picture I took of my cat without HDR, and you can see the flash kind of washes it out a little bit, which is a little bit annoying. But the quality is pretty good, because you can zoom right into the eye, and it's still pretty sharp. You know, right there, it's nice and sharp. It's a good image. Like I said, the camera is pretty good. It's 8 megapixels. It's a Sony BSI sensor. It's nothing to absolutely write home about. It's not gonna beat the iPhone 5's camera or probably the Galaxy S3 camera, but it's nice enough, and it's a good upgrade from the Galaxy Nexus camera. This is the same shot, but I've turned HDR mode on. You can see the differences. So what HDR mode does is kind of take a really high contrast image, a really low contrast image, and a middle one, and it kind of joins them together, and you get kind of an interesting effect. This actually looks quite cool. I mean, you can see there's a lot more color involved than the original picture, than the HDR picture. So it's definitely a nice feature to have, and I'm glad it's finally in the core OS of Android. Now, in terms of benchmarks, I'm not going to go ahead and run all the benchmarks because I've got a whole video on that, and plus it will take forever. So what I've done is I've taken pictures of all the benchmarks. So here we go. You can see in the new version of Antutu, it scores pretty damn high, above the Galaxy Note 2, above the Galaxy S3. Not as high as the Optimus G, but I'm guessing that's due to the fact that the LG themselves actually put some, software patches in there to make the improvements better. Whereas Google is just stock. And you can see there the Antutu score of 17770. Pretty good. If I go through, you can see Limpac. This is multi-threaded, hit 200. Single thread was 71. Quadrant, it was top of the list at 4.8, although the Optimus G scores about 7,000. So I'm saying this is just a software problem with Quadrant. I don't think it's updated for the new kernel or Android 4.2. Nina Market scores 58.7. Pretty damn good. And in Geekbench, a great score of 2,113. If you want to see more benchmarks, go ahead and check out my benchmarking video. Now, battery life, it's a 2,100 milliamp battery that you can't change. So, it needs to last a long time. And I've been very, very impressed with it. If I go ahead and show you here, 13 hours and 44 minutes, and it got to 28%. And that's pretty damn good. I mean, I came from a Nexus S, and sometimes it would hardly ever get through the day. If I go ahead and show you this, you have to believe me, that was on the same time. You can see that I have actually taken it at the same time. So it is. And that was, 13 hours and 44 minutes, and it still had 28% left, and the screen was on for 3 hours and 5 minutes. So quite impressive. I've actually got another one here. This was on for a day and 15 hours, and it got to 5% here, and it was 3 hours and 44 minutes. So you can get 4 hours of screen on time easily on stock, and that's not saying, you might get even more if you ROM and root this thing and undervolt it and all that good stuff. So yeah, guys, I've been really, really impressed with this. It's definitely the best Nexus device out, and it's definitely, if not the best, Android device out at the moment. It's clearly the smoothest. Everything is locked beautifully smooth. You'll be hard pressed to see this lag unless you really, really try and make it. So yeah, guys, if you're thinking about getting one of these, get one. And the price is brilliant. If you can actually get one from the Play Store, it's $279 plus postage and packing, in the UK, that is, which is a decent price for a phone. Every other phone has been like £500, so it's like half the price. It's basically the same price as my iPod Touch. So yeah, it's a brilliant device. So yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review of it. As I said, I've got loads of really detailed videos if you want to go ahead and check them out. I'll see you all later.